Out on the grid now, let's have a look as they line up for the Valvoline Australian Manufacturers Championship, round 2, race 2. Tony Longhurst on pole, Paul Morris, his teammate, sits beside him. Greg Murphy there in the Toyota Carina, and that's the car you're looking at there. Gee, that's a big effort. Red lights waiting for a race start. Looking down that first corner, both cars very tentative off the line, and Blanchard makes a good start.
Certainly does, and look, there's Ward back into the race there after breaking that dry shaft. They've got it back together for the second round.
Phil Ward, the big Merc, is back, and we love to see that. Here's a little Carina we talked about with Blanchard. Shuts him down now, and that's Doolman. You can see him behind him. Morris in the Diet Coke BMW is just looking back from Tony Longhurst's car.
And look at that, the ORIX little Toyota there has gone round the outside, and look at Ward coming up here. He's looking for the run down there as well.
Phil Ward having a big go on the outside in the Merc. Had some troubles and did a drive shaft in the first heat. Had to pull the car off the line, but certainly making up with some hard driving now. It's Tony Longhurst. Morris sitting in behind him, but it's the little Carina. It's going to get there as Longhurst locks one up. And have a look at Bill Ward on the inside. Oh, good stuff. What about Murphy? He's won the Brabham race, and now here he is hard at it in the Toyota.
It's a nimble little critter there. It's not on the right tyres for this kind of racing. They've got tyres there that are built for the rear wheel drives, not specifically for front wheel, and they're losing a lot of traction.
Model we don't see in Australia, but a pretty little car. And of course was involved with a fire earlier in the day.
Certainly was. It was a fiery start to the series for young Greg Murphy. First time in the car, and boy did he get out of it quick.
So Phil Ward now punts the old Merc up into second place. Gee, it likes this 2-litre series. Dives down on the inside. Can he squeeze through there? I wouldn't think so. Wardy, that's a bit ambitious. Oh, he still says I'll have a go. And up the inside he goes. Round the outside. The Toyota must get the line and does so.
Certainly Wardy's not afraid of putting a few miles on that Merc. He's certainly putting the pressure, but young Greg's doing a great job. Tony just tucking in there behind him, really looking good.
Yeah, Longhurst looks like he means business this weekend. Got the car set up nicely now. Slipstreams the little Toyota down the main straight area and should get the running for the inside of the left-hander. Now dives down, under brakes, nicely done. Beautiful drive from Tony Longhurst. Did that properly. There's a shot looking back to Murphy, then to Ward.
That little Carina is certainly a nice car. It's surprised a few people here today. It's only been off the boat just a week, and yet it's right up there running hard.
Got to say, the noise you can hear in the background there is coming out of Tony Longhurst's car. Doesn't sound all that well.
Sounds very tinny, Darrell, but I don't know. I think he's certainly still got it there. It sounds very rough down low, but once he winds it up, beautiful.
Let's have a listen. That was it. All sorts of bangs, and he's having some trouble with the brakes today, Tony Longhurst. He's locked them up a couple of times in that same area. Now, Doolman in the little blue, black and white car, the BMW, he's the defending champion, of course, in 2-litre racing in this country. He's now starting to make some inroads. It's now Phil Ward from Tony Longhurst, Paul Morris up on the inside. So here it is, the BMW sandwich on the Merc.
Yep, and we get back into that pit talk there, Darrell. That car of Doolman's, they've had a bad miss in it all weekend. They've been working very, very hard to sort it out. Looks like they might have done it too.
Well, let's have a look at the legs on the Merc, because Phil Ward has virtually got to drive his pants off to keep this thing in a straight line. This is a shot looking from Paul Morris. Comes up and have a look where the Merc's got a break. Morris straight through the corner there. Billy Ward's just got to jump on the house bricks. Unbelievable. As Morris goes through, he takes the lead. Nice line from Morris, you can see here, beautiful circuit. Look at the runoff area here that you have at Phillip Island. Great racetrack.
No wonder these guys enjoy this circuit. They're really able to throw the cars around. They can look at what's coming up to them. It can set themselves up. It's a real driver's circuit.
Talk about driver's circuit, Murphy, there's no doubt about this kid. He's got plenty of ability. He's come over from New Zealand. He's run the Formula Brabhams, jumped into this little Toyota Carina, a brand new motor car. And I'll tell you what, he's terrorising some big names here.
Certainly is. He's really got it together. Going out of one car into the other, 290 horsepower, front-wheel drive. Couldn't be any more different to the Brabham.
Longhurst now stalks him. Morris stalks him behind him. Blanchard, he's been consistent in the series in the older model BMW and really takes a lovely line through some of these corners here to make up enormous ground. Look at where the Merc is now. He's been bumped back, means nothing as Longhurst locks him up with plenty of smoke. He is having big troubles with both tyres and brakes.
certainly not having a happy run this weekend. Had a lot of problems, little problems, but enough to get you upset. Blanchard, I think, is the dark horse of this. Snuck into a third place at Eastern Creek. He's right up there with them this time too.
Oh, gee, I don't know. I think Murphy in the Carina's looking terrific at the moment. This car's very nimble. He seems to be able to drive it through the corners at whatever speed he wants to. Probably the only thing it lacks is brakes, so they should get him again here. Even though it's lighter, the BMW really do have a great set of bags on them. Have a look at this. There's Longhurst now. Morris comes up. Look at Longhurst again. Locks them up one more, but the Carina gets through. Plenty more action coming your way. Nice to have your company wherever you're watching us right around Australia to Phillip Island. That's a little Toyota Carina with Murphy, the Kiwi, doing such a good job in there. He's in behind Paul Morris down the BMW. But gee, I'm impressed with this, a brand new car. Why don't they sort this out?
Oh, it's going to be a rocket. I'll tell you what, though, one thing we have missed, Darrell, is the fact that Stephen Ellery is not in this race. He cooked his brakes in the first race and warped all the discs. They've had to pull the car to pieces, missed out on this one. Yeah,
so if you think they're not trying, he warped the discs on the Ford Sierra that used to be, of course, the Glenn Seaton Group A car, and had to withdraw from this heat. So if you don't think they're trying, you don't warp the discs unless you're having a big go.
Certainly don't. And look at this, here comes it's Longhurst round the outside again. He's still having trouble with that brake. Every time he touches it, back right hand locks up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's having some big troubles. I can't believe he hasn't flat spotted with that big one we had down the hill a few laps back now. But look at this, Ward. I mean, he never gives up, Ward. He said, I'll just hustle, I'll muscle, I'll put the Merc through.
Doesn't back off for one little minute. If he's out there to race, and he has a great time doing it. Gets out of the car, laughs, grins. He's really in there for the fun.
Yeah, when you think how long it sat in the garage, you know, and gee whiz, it's just been sitting there collecting dust. He dusted off, pulled it into the new configuration. And boy, oh boy, has he had some fun. He really works hard. We'll try and give you a shot of him working the car a little later on the race, because I tell you what, you think he doesn't lose some weight. Out in front now, Longhurst shadows in. Blanchard up on the inside now, Murphy.
Yep, that Blanchard, he's still moving in there. He's keeping it right on the pace. He's not going to give away anything to these guys. And the car of his might be a little bit older, but it's very, very well sorted.
Looking back from Tony Longhurst, that's teammate in the Diet Coke car. Paul Morris. See the car darting and diving all over the place. BMW, pretty car. There's Blanchard. Blanchard on the inside of him, there in behind. Bill Ward in the big Merc, and have a look at the size of the Merc. I mean, it looks like an aircraft carrier, doesn't it?
I'm amazed they haven't got a width restriction on them. They're about twice as wide as the rest of them, I think.
Bit hard to get through on the twisty bits. Down he goes. He hasn't got the brakes. He can't match the BMW, the brakes. No doubt about that. And have a look. That smoke coming out of the rear of the car. He's had a few problems with that axle, I'd say. That's a result there. Let's have a look at him work. Have a look at this. Pumping the wheel. Look at the race face on him. Don't you just love it? Wardy, you're a genius at this thing.
Yeah, no wonder he gets out of the car and he's soaking wet. I mean, look at that, he's tapping those brakes. Doesn't want to touch those. I reckon he's split a boot on that diff cover and away she's gone.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's oil coming from the rear of the car, but it's not consistent, so it'll probably hang on. But he's got to be throwing either some rubbish back on his tyres or throwing it back on the track. Let's hope he doesn't spoil it for everyone else. And Longhurst finally succumbs to the brake problems that he has. Locked it up once too often.
He won't be happy about that, Darrell. He is a perfectionist. He likes that car to go well. When things like that happen, he hates it. Now here's Blanchard. Look at this car.
Oh, a blessing for him now with Tony Longhurst locking it up there and sliding off the circuit. He's a fair way back. In fact, hard to see from there. But now it's a little Toyota Carina. Greg Murphy in behind there. Morris now darts out. Blanchard up in front. I don't know if he can hold these two out. I'm not sure, because this Toyota really good through there. Look at Morris. Don't tell me that he's not having a big go, Morris. Plenty of sideways stuff.
Working very hard there to keep these cars right up there. I mean, look at that. The Toyota certainly has that in the straight line. There's no doubt about that. Bit of problem in the corners.
Oh, it's got plenty of mumbo. It's not short of mumbo or grunt, I'll tell you. And it's not sorted yet. They've got a lot of work to do on this. Now from Morris's point of view, has a look at the little Toyota in front of him. Nice balance here. Just gets the car on tippy toes. Through he comes now. Through the inside of the corner and takes it. Takes the Toyota very well indeed. Has a look in the mirrors. See how close he is. But I've got a fit. Yes, now I thought so. You could see the car was really stumbling through there. He had to go wide in the corner. Have a listen to it. Major problem. Longhurst back on the charge.
Very sad to see that car go out. That was really starting to create some interest. But look at Wardy here. He's still there. All right, Longhurst is trying to catch up. But that Merc, he's got it there. It's still wide, and he is having problems. Look at the way it's swaying around. I reckon he's got oil on those tyres.
Oh, without question, there's some rubbish there. But I tell you what, he's pretty brave under brakes. We saw how early he had to brake with a duel with Paul Morris down that part of the circuit earlier in the race. And I mean, Longhurst has really had to stretch it out. Morris in front now. Blanchard starts to tuck in behind him. He can smell a chance because they're running out of laps now. Blanchard, I don't know if he's got the horsepower, but he's trying to force an error. That's what he's trying to do. Morris has got to keep it cool now.
I think Blanchard's just got a little bit of an edge on handling with that car of his. It's certainly sorted out better than the E36s, but they're certainly significant cars.
So Morris now just trying to keep it tidy, not far to go, gets it on the main straight. I don't think Blanchard can do anything about it. Morris weaves around, he takes a checkered flag for this round at Phillip Island. Great drive from Blanchard there. Tony Longhurst made up a lot of ground to come in third, then Phil Ward, another good one from him. Mark Adderton and Justin Matthews in the Toyota fill out the top 6.